this sorted then. My internet is stupidly slow. Come on, you know you want to. Are you gonna fucking crap out on me again? Yeah, just a little bit. I think there's a little bit of a delay. Yeah, at the minute. Just before you called, my internet crapped out.
What's up, friend?
Oh, hello, friend. How are we, dude?
What up?
How's it going?
Oh, it's not too bad.
Awesome sauce.
Just got the kiddo to sleep and
Yeah.
about to put some Space Wolves together.
Oh, nice. I'm painting up some knight armor. I mean, Imperial Knight stuff.
Nice. Which
Now,
one?
I've got a Castigator and just an Imperial Knight. Can't remember which one it is. Is it the Paladin? One with the chainsword and repeater blast gun thing.
The battle cannon.
That's the one.
That's a good one.
Oh yeah.
I really like that Castigator. That's a cool model.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty.
So what have I missed?
Not a great deal at the minute. My internet decided to shit itself and go off, so I had to reset it.
No es bueno.
So I think I'm going to look at upgrading my internet connection. I need to get fiber.
Yeah, I used to have fiber. I remember those days.
Yeah.
Some of the best days of my life.
All that high speed porn.
Yeah, it was when I lived in Chattanooga. Had the fastest internet in the country. They had gigabyte fiber before pretty much anybody, and it was awesome. And like I think the fastest I ever got it, I plugged my laptop straight in the wall, and I was getting like 850 or 860 meg download, something like that, like 500 to 600 meg upload.
Fucking hell.
I mean, it was, and you almost got to the point where you forgot like you didn't realize that became the new normal. And so then I moved from a town of about 300,000 to a town of about 12,000.
Yeah.
And now I get 20 megs is what I pay for, and I get usually around 10, and it just makes you cry. Like a little part of you dies inside.
Yeah.
And the bad part is I've got it better than anybody because I'm on my road. I'm the first house on the road. So Charter, which is one of the cable companies, they ran it to my house, but they didn't run it to anybody else's down the street because we're out in the middle of nowhere. So it would have just cost too much money.
Yeah.
And so they've got like everybody behind me has got like satellite dishes and has to have like satellite internet, which is absolute crap and a half. So I'm actually the lucky one having 20 megs.
Yeah.
But
my missus is watching in the Google Chat Hangout thing.
Nice.
So she's actually got fiber broadband. So she's cheering about
that. Yeah, it's awesome. But hey, I remember the days back when I lived in another town of about 12,000 people, and we had a 23K modem, and we were happy to have it. You know, I mean, you'd go to download, say you're downloading a song, and it would take you, back on Napster and that kind of stupid stuff, or LimeWire, and it would take you 24 hours to download like a 2.5-minute song. So it can always be worse.
Yeah, it's true. Back in the days when you used to give your computer cancer just so you could listen to songs.
That's it. Just chock it full of viruses so that way you can listen to the new Nickelback album.
Yep.
Was it worth it? No, but we did it anyway.
Not so much. Yep.
Crap.
Airbrush.
Okay, I'm back, motherfuckers.
Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
What's up, George? Long time no see, buddy.
I know. It seems like I'm seeing you way too often now.
Oh.
There's no such thing. There's no such thing.
What is this? Three times in 4 days or something?
Yeah. Monday, last night, tonight.
Those are pretty decent odds.
It's a lot worse people to hang out with.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, honey.
No.
You're not too bad yourself.
Yeah, well, I don't like to brag, but
with that beautiful Texan accent.
Yeah, but that's right. Everything's bigger in Texas, including the assholes.
I don't know. The De La Rosas weren't that bad.
Oh, there they are. Texans are some of my favorite people. Some of my favorite people are Texans.
Speaking of last night, I don't know if you saw it in the chat. I found the errata where it says Primarchs can ride Necestus.
Holy shit.
Where'd you find that?
It's from like 2013.
Oh, here it goes.
All I did was Google, can Primarchs ride in Necestus? And it was like the first thing that came up.
And it was a legit like Forge World.
Yeah, it was. It was legit Forge World.
Hey, I mean, I think that's as good as just take it with you.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't really matter what edition.
I was not gonna let that go. It's like, no, that ruins my whole game plan. David.
Like I saw just the hope like in your eyes just drain out. I saw your heart break, George.
To be fair, at least it's a legitimate Forge World publication and not just an email from the intern.
Yeah, and it'd be different too if it was any kind of different rule or like a stat or something. But if it says, "Hey, we mean this to be Primarchs too," like they're not going to change their mind on something. It's not like you're changing anything big. It's just a clarification.
Yeah. Well, and I dig deeper and actually found in the Varangian Heresy event series, FAQ, they addressed it too. And they're like, yeah, even Angron can do it. Like, well, send Josh over to Sweden. He can run Angron and Necestus.
Yep. That'd be a really bad day, wouldn't it? You go, look, there's a Cestus coming in to breach the hull. Oh, fuck.
Fucking A.
It would be that scene in Star Wars where they're all bracing for the stormtroopers to come in, and then it's Darth Vader.
Yep. Except a lot more angry Ron.
Yep.
Oh,
I need to go and work on that a little bit tonight. I'll do that in a little bit. I'm not cold enough yet.
I'm so tired of cold. Like
Dude,
20 degrees outside.
We've got 20 degrees would be a heat wave up here right now.
Fuck that.
I mean, all right. So there were some conscious decisions that were made sometime in my family's existence that went, no, this is bullshit, and they moved south, and here we are.
Alistair, we spent all this time sitting here waiting for your internet to come back and join us in the fucking chat, not realizing you went and started your own fucking chat.
It completely and utterly fucked up on me. So I was like, I'll just fucking I had to restart my router and everything.
Whatever. The excuses are excuses.
Oh, somebody's feelings are hurt.
I did put up a message in the Patreon chat.
Alistair, you need to apologize. Give him a kiss over the internet.
I'm sorry, bud.
We finally saw you posted it, but it's not like I'm sitting there watching the messenger chat because I'm sitting here fucking painting.
Well, that's where you went wrong.
Well, we expected you to come back and join your own goddamn channel when you got your internet back and running.
I would have, but it properly went off like everything.
We don't like to share our Alistair.
Apparently.
Yeah, us second-rate podcasters like to hang out together. We got our own little clique.
Oh, in that case, I guess I gotta fucking leave because I'm not even a second-rate podcaster.
You can stay. You're funny. You're entertaining me.
Yeah, you're a podcast groupie.
So what I had asked before you suddenly got disconnected is when you were coming over, you were looking at coming for the full 5 days for Heresy Camp, right?
Yes, all being well.
All right, and you were talking about coming into Dallas, right?
Yes.
All right, because I don't know who all's coming, and that's one of the when I posted the thing for the party bus. It wasn't a thing of there's going to be the option for a 5-day and option for a 3-day. So I don't know how well that'll work out with regards to. Well, some of us are coming through Dallas on a 3-day. Some of us are coming through on a 5-day. So, at the very least, I'm sure because I'm probably going to end up renting something bigger because I've only got a little compact car. I've got a Mazda 3, and I can't fit my Army and other shit and luggage and all that in there. So I'll probably end up renting something. So if you come in through Dallas, at the very least, I'll probably get something big enough that I can bring you and your wife and all your kid with us.
Okay, cool.
How many other people are coming through as well?
Yeah. Yeah, man, that'd be awesome.
Because John Christensen and John Stanford, I know, are both going for a 5-day as well. So we'll probably just, convoy ourselves all down there.
Yeah.
But the question is since we're going to do a convoy, do we have to keep Alistair proper CB handling before we do a convoy?
Of course, you always do that before you have a convoy.
Yeah.
Exactly. I was going to say we have to make him watch the old movies like Smokey and the Bandit and Convoy so that he knows what the fuck to do on the radio.
And just give him some weird ass name like I don't know. Just
Proper con. He's already got that one.
Yeah.
You got to do something that'll fly in American lingo, like jizz rag or I don't know, or something like that. I don't know.
Wet condom.
My goddamn nickname is Jolene, and I couldn't be happier about it.
I will admit my my CB handle back in the day was Baby Huey. So.
Oh,
I hate plumbing.
is that a euphemism or?
No,
You mean you have
No,
indoor plumbing out there?
I mean, Yes, yes. In the state of Tennessee, we have indoor plumbing.
Oh, that's
We
good.
got
'cause
central heating and air too.
I know Missouri doesn't.
Well, that tells you all you need to know about Missouri.
Tennessee, they have hot and cold running outhouses.
Yeah, we weren't smart enough to put them both in the same, but we have two separate. My damn shower's been leaking, and I've been trying to find this one piece. Apparently, it does not exist anywhere in the internet. But
Well, your shower's probably leaking because you took it off the fucking thing. It's in your hand.
yeah, it's leaking like hell now.
Jake, you're over near Nashville, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not far. I'm kind of between. If you took Chattanooga, Knoxville, and Nashville and made a triangle, I'm kind of in the middle of that somewhere.
Oh, okay. Well, no, the reason I asked is that I'm actually familiar with the Chattanooga area. I'd spent my summers growing up right on the border in North Carolina.
Oh, okay.
If you know where Murphy is.
I know exactly where Murphy's at.
Yeah, my grandparents had 20 acres on a mountain about 6 miles outside of Murphy.
That doesn't suck. That's some of the most beautiful country in the world.
You ain't kidding, brother.
Yeah, I used
Apparently,
to.
I'm the only Yankee in here.
Well, that's probably true, George. But at least you're not a damn Yankee. You know what the difference is between a Yankee and a damn Yankee, right?
I'm not from New York.
No, you're a Yankee because you're still up there. You're a damn Yankee once you come down here.
South, but he goes home. A damn Yankee comes
That's
home
it.
and
They
doesn't go
stay
home.
around.
Also known as a carpetbagger. And remember, when you say damn Yankee, it's one word, all lowercase.
That's it. You can visit, you just can't stay.
So it's not like
Yeah,
a proper title.
No.
Although
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
I can't give you too much shit about being a Yankee because I joke about the fact that I'm a card-carrying redneck. My father got me a lifetime membership in the Sons of Confederate Veterans. But on my mother's side, I'm also a Sons of the Union Veterans too. So
My great grandmother's granddad was actually with Sherman on his march to the sea.
You son of a bitch.
So the reason why that's funny to tell is I was just about to say my grandmother's paternal great grandfather and her maternal great grandfather were in two different regiments, and they were fighting at the Battle of Chattanooga at Lookout Mountain.
Yep.
And they were in the defensive line. They were almost exactly over top of each other because one unit was on the third line of defense. The other guy was on the fourth line of defense. And your fucking grandfather walked right through both of them.
Yeah, well, us Iowa folk, we don't take shit.
Hey, George, you remember
Yo.
that picture I sent the other day to the chat just of outside with the big mountain?
Vaguely.
That big mountain, that's Lookout Mountain.
Funny thing, I think I actually looked up Chattanooga yesterday on Wikipedia, and I saw a picture of Chattanooga from Lookout Mountain.
It's a big sumbitch.
It is. I think my favorite thing on Lookout Mountain, though, is the fucking Rock City.
Rock City's cool.
And the whole, you can see 7 states from here. Yeah, it's fucking carved in the lawn when you get to the top of the mountain. Now, granted, on a clear day, technically you can see 7 states from the top of the mountain. But the whole joke is that, yes, they carved it in the fucking lawn. So when you look down, you just see the outlines of 7 fucking states.
Well, I thought it was kind of interesting. I mean, I've been through Tennessee on the way to Florida on a fucking tour bus when I was a freshman in high school.
Yuck.
But I think we went through Memphis.
I was about to say, you went through West Tennessee, which is pretty boring, and then you went through Memphis, which is just awful.
Well,
Like,
interesting
I'll tell
thing.
You want to know how bad Memphis is? Whenever we go down there for work, because we've got there's a couple gas plants down there, but there's what used to be a fossil plant, but now it's a methane plant. Like when you go down to Memphis to work, you stay in Mississippi. Like Memphis is so shitty that literally Mississippi is a better option than staying in Memphis. That tells you all you need to know.
really does.
That sounds like It sounds like Council Bluffs, which is a city that's right on the Iowa side of the border from Omaha, Nebraska.
That's bad.
But anyway, from what I was reading, population of Chattanooga was like what 170,000, something like that.
I think so. I think the whole like the metropolitan area is somewhere around 300. I think, but probably in the city proper, that's probably pretty close.
Yeah, I did not know Des Moines bigger than Chattanooga.
Yeah, Chattanooga is not a real big city. It likes to act like it is, and it tries to look like it, but it's really a. I mean, it's got some big buildings, but other than that, it's
because
I mean,
Des
it's
Moines
not
proper.
Nashville.
Let's be honest what Chattanooga is. Chattanooga is the second-rate tourist trap of Tennessee.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate.
Well, Des Moines proper is about 220,000, and they call it the 5-county metro. The 5-county metro area is like, it's like a little over 600,000.
Yeah,
which is a sixth of the state's population.
No,
Iowa only has a population of about 3 million.
that's nuts.
Where I work, I do investigations for accidents, and I'm licensed to work in Nebraska. And that was,
So you work for a P&C company?
I work for Geico.
Oh, okay.
I do automobile accident investigations.
So more than just adjusting.
Yes. And right now I don't work in that zone anymore. I work the South Texas area, but I used to work Omaha. Or I used to work Nebraska, and that was one of the things about Nebraska is they've got like 12 people there if you're outside of Lincoln or Omaha. I think I had out of 3 years of working Nebraska, I think I had like maybe a dozen fucking claims out of anywhere other than Omaha or Lincoln. Because nobody lives in the rest of the state.
Yeah. Trust me, my mom's from a small town in Nebraska, and I've had to spend a week camping throughout the state. It's awful. And I work for a crop insurance company. We've got a P&C division, but I work for claims on our crop side, and I work with a lot of adjusters out of western Nebraska. A lot of corn and wheat and shit out there, but not a whole lot of people.
Yeah.
That's why there's a lot of corn and wheat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly.
So how do you do insurance on crops?
Well, it's a lot like other like most insurances where you buy a policy, and it has limits of coverage. But typically, the limit of your coverage is like you have different options of coverage, but it's like max coverage is like 85% of the value of your crop per acre. So for instance, we take the corn harvest price for this fall, which is $3.49 an acre or a bushel, and then we crunch a bunch of numbers, which determines your total coverage. So, yeah, and this country would be fucked without crop insurance, despite what our federal government will try to tell you.
Oh, no, absolutely. Again, I grew up in Florida. We know what a fucking freeze warning is. And it's a fucking freeze warning. Well, there goes our fucking economy.
Yeah, like I think we write in like 41 states or something like that. And this year, or for 2017, we had like $850 million in gross premiums, which that's not all money we get, but the crop insurance industry is billions upon billions of dollars.
Fucking hell.
You just can't afford not to have it. I mean, because you get by. You get by. I mean, when it comes to farming, I mean, it's almost paycheck to paycheck, kind of like year in, year out. One bad year,
Yeah.
you know, you're done.
Yeah.
And the problem being that the crops are out there so long, you cannot plan for, up to a point, you can't really plan for bad shit to happen.
Yep.
Well, and,
That's
it's
crazy.
just like any other. See, the thing is, the majority of the money comes from a program that's actually federally insured, or not federally insured, but federally backed, and there are premium subsidies that are paid by U.S. taxpayers, which some people throw an absolute shit fit about, but they call it social welfare for farmers. And it's like, fuck that, because farmers are actually out there doing something.
Yeah.
They're actually out there
Well,
working
the
and,
problem,
making money.
the problem with the social welfare for farmers is not for your average farmer running a small to midland or even a large farm. The problem is people really get shit pissed over is the goddamn massive corporate farms that are running like most of fucking states worth of farms that they don't need the subsidy, but they get it anyway, even though they're a goddamn massive.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
Our businesses and farms that absolutely need it in order to survive get caught up in the bullshit.
Yeah, it sucks.
Trying to see if I can set all this shit up so that I can actually.
Nice.
If it hadn't been for farm subsidy, the New Deal probably would have collapsed. So you can only say so much about that too.
Okay, we'll see if this will actually charge. I don't know if it's charging or not, but we'll see. I'll get to work on the ASRAM. Okay, this thing is still kind of a mess. Oh, I've got so much shit to work on.
Me too.
I counted it up, George, and to make it to Adepticon to get everything painted, I've got to average over one model a day.
See, that's like impossible for me to do. The rate that I paint, that's impossible.
I'll be lucky if it's one model a month.
Well, you're talking about infantry though, right?
That's just infantry. So then you've got then I've got drop pods, I've got some vehicles. I think, but
yeah,
it'll come in big waves. And I'm a procrastinator anyway, so like I'm not really gonna do shit till about 3 weeks before anyway, and then I'm just gonna lose my mind and start crying and tell the universe that I'm sorry and
then just pay Samson to do it.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That damn Samson.
Jake, did you order an airbrush or did you get on that airbrush deal?
I was going to. I had every intention to. I was going to get a Badger, the Patriot 105.
Still got time.
But then it hit me like all of a sudden I went, because it was like $54 and I was like, oh crap, I've got to buy a kit for my Land Raider for my salamanders. I've got to buy I'm going to do the Blood and Skull Industries Sagittarius kit.
Fuck yeah.
And
dude.
it's like,
that's fucking $45.
Yeah, $45 plus $3 shipping. So then you're essentially at $50. And I was like, man, I really don't want to blow $100 today on hobby, but I need to blow 50. And so I went ahead and got the Sagittarius.
See, I just got my bonus from work last Thursday. And today, because Pretty sent that mixer in the mail. Oh, nice. So it's like, okay, well, that's going to be like $100. And I'm like, well, that needs to be the last. I mean, I still got, I spent enough on hobby with my order last week and then the rule book. And then I ordered some other shit on, I think it was Sunday, so I could get that free shipping voucher. And then I saw that come across and I was like super skeptical at first.
Dude, it was so sketchy.
It was so super sketch. But then,
I guess the owner, he's got to just be like, I don't know, one of those old guys that just says, you know what? Hell with technology. Like I'm not changing shit for nothing. I'm going to have a business and it's going to be Badger at AOL.com because I'm not even changing to Google. This is like a 30-year-old email.
Well, and the first thing, what I did, I just Googled Badger Airbrush Company phone number and just called the number that came up. In like 3 rings, somebody answered the phone. I'm just like, hi. I know you're probably getting inundated with calls about this today because of your Facebook ad. And the lady just breaks in. She's like, it's totally legit. I'm like, So wait a second. You're telling me I can get a Sotar 2020, like $125, $150 airbrush for $54. Yes, she's like, yes. I'm like, that is incredible.
Yeah. Well, that was my thing, because like I have the Sotar, so if I was going to buy one, it would be the Patriot, and the Patriot you can get on Amazon pretty much any day for about $75. So it's kind of like, okay, it's a good deal for me. It'd be better if I didn't have any airbrush, and I would have jumped on buying the Sotar, or I'd have bought like the Badger Extreme, because then you're talking about over $100. But it was kind of like, I mean, the whole point of sales is to make you spend money that you don't have when you don't want to spend it.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's a good deal, but I could just spend an extra $20 and get it whenever I'm ready to get it.
Yeah. Well, and I saw actually something, I think the Drop Podcast posted on Facebook. They'd gotten a hold of the copy of one of the confirmation emails. And basically it's like once you reply to that.
Yep.
And they send you that PayPal invoice, you have 10 days. So I'm like, okay, well, it's going to take them a while. And they even said they're anticipating it's going to take them several days to get through those emails.
Right.
And it's like, okay, so then when they finally send you that invoice, you've got 10 days after that. I'm like, yeah. It's like, I still got a bunch of money. I'm carrying around a freaking $75 check for my grandmother that I still haven't deposited yet. I'm
nice.
Like, I could probably go ahead and do this. And for freaking Sotar 2020, yeah.
Yeah, George, I had a bonus, and then this happened. So
hey, I got one over there to finish painting right now too. Instead, I'm doing the Angelus.
You big beautiful bitch.
See, that's the thing that kind of sucks is I still need to get a Land Raider because I just have the upgrade parts.
Yeah.
Which for
I got a brand new pair of roller skates. George has got the brand new key here. I got the Land Raider. You got the upgrade kit. We should have just put them together.
There we go.
I impressed somebody. That fucking song.
Well, and I had to buy a Rhino this weekend because I had upgrade parts for a Damocles. And one of my local one of my local game stores was putting on a special: buy one, get anything equal or lesser value with a few exceptions for 50% off. And I'm like, well, fuck, I could go buy a Land Raider and a Rhino. And then I'm thinking about it, I'm like, and I just bought the Rhino. Get home, start looking at it. They fucking short shot the top plate of the Rhino.
Oh shit.
So it's not. So I took pictures of it, took a picture of the UPC. That's the only place I could find anything like a batch code. Emailed GW customer service yesterday. Haven't heard anything back, which is not unusual. So if I don't hear anything from them by like Monday, I'm going to email them again. But
yeah, I still haven't heard from Forge World myself.
Yeah, it usually takes them a couple of days or a couple of emails.
I'm not too worried about it.
The last time I had something like that happen, they shorted me a set of legs for a Guardian kit. They ended up sending me a whole new fucking box of Guardians.
See, that's what I think they're going to end up doing is probably sending me a whole new Rhino kit. Because a couple of years ago, I put in a Forge World order for some the whole squadron of Scimitar jet bikes. Well, they forgot one piece, just like the middle section where the seat is. I emailed them. I was like, "Hey, could I just get this one piece?" They just sent me a whole new kit. And I'm like, well, that's awesome.
They don't mess around.
I'm like, that's awesome, but I've still got 80% of a jet bike. What the fuck am I supposed to do with that?
Hey, it becomes train.
That's what people said. I thought about just casting a new piece myself, which wouldn't really be that difficult. I just don't really want to fuck with it.
Well, that's what they did to me. I had a Corn Lord on a Juggernaut, and I looked all over the place. Literally, I looked everywhere, and I couldn't find the saddle. That was the only piece missing was the saddle. And so I called him up, and I was like, hey, I got this, and it was fine cast. And I called him, and I said, I got this, which he really wasn't. He was in really good shape because it was kind of thick and blocky. There wasn't a lot of spindly pieces on him, so he turned out really good. But that's what I told him, hey, I got this Corn Lord. He did not come with a saddle, and they're like, okay, no problem. We'll send you. You know what? We'll just send you a brand new whole kit. I'm like,
yep.
Okay, that works for me. And then about 20 minutes after I called him, I looked down between my legs, and there's the saddle. And I was like, I said, that kind of thought crosses your mind. You're like, you know what? I could just not. And I was like, no, I can't do that. So I called him back, and I was like, no, and somehow I got the exact same guy. And he was like, wait, did you just call like a minute ago? I said, yeah. And I said, I just wanted to let you know I found the saddle and yeah, I don't need that other one. He's like, really? He's like, you called us back? I was like, yeah, I found it and I didn't need it, but I appreciate it. He was like, okay. His mind was like blown. I was just like, well,
yeah,
I could have kept it, but whatever.
Well, last year, like right after Christmas, I'd ordered like a Laser Vindicator destroyer and some other random shit, and it like a month later, it still hadn't shown up. So I emailed Forge World. I was like, hey, have you guys? I was just asking. It's like, hey, I put in this order like right after Christmas. I was just wondering if you guys have heard anything about like super slow shipping times to the U.S. And they're like, oh, well, it should have been there by now. Just confirm your address and we'll just resend your order. And I'm like, okay, but no, they sent me that email. I didn't get it till I got home, but the email said, just send us your address. We'll resend your order. I got home and the box had actually shown up, and I'm thinking I could just let them send me the order again. And I responded to the email. I was like, oh, hey, good news. It showed up today, but I really appreciate your help and all that. I was just like, huh. It's like, yep, could have been a douchebag, but decided to not
this
be
could have been
total.
us, but
yeah, we could have been asses, but we're not.
I don't
I
know.
had a problem with one of my jet bikes, the paint chipping off it. So I sent them pictures. Spoke to the guys, and they're like, we'll send you some replacement parts. And they just sent me like the actual part. I was like, well, that's not going to fucking help because the whole thing is glued together.
Well, that's the only time I've ever heard of them giving just this singular part.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, well, we'll just send you the whole kit.
I don't know about y'all, but I miss the days when they had the fucking phone book and you could order individual.
Yeah, I remember that.
I've got two of the old fucking phone books sitting in my closet.
I had the one from 2004 up until a couple of years ago, and I got rid of it, but whatever. Can't do that anymore, so fuck it.
Yeah.
Work.
I kind of, at some part, understand why they did it, but at the same time, you look at these fucking bits resellers and what they're doing. You know how much fucking money GW would make if they just took a bunch of sprue off the fucking line, clipped bits, and sold fucking bits?
Imagine how much they'd make if they did that with Forge World stuff.
Mm.
Fuck yeah.
that reminds me. I'm glad y'all are talking about this because I had a Hordo Bits order that I needed to put in.
That's my preferred. That's my go-to. But
they're good. Their prices are good and they ship fast. And
yeah, they do. The one thing I don't remember if it was Horda Bits or another one that I was using, but one thing that irritated the shit out of me is they were based in Melbourne, fucking Florida, and I knew from the return address from ordering from them before they were 3 fucking blocks from my house. They wouldn't even go, well, yeah, we'll meet you somewhere and you can just pick it up. They said, no, we have to ship it to you. So I had to pay fucking shipping for them to send it 3 goddamn blocks.
Oh, fuck that.
goes like all the way to Miami to turn around and come back.
There's a guy in the UK that does that now. They just like buy bulk stuff from Forge World and then break it into bits and
who's that?
make profit on it.
Egghead Miniatures?
Yeah, Egghead.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just I'm friends with Jack. What the fuck's his last name? Can't remember what the fuck his last name. He goes Anvils of Konar on Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's kind of in with them. I'm not sure what they're working out some deal. They're gonna be doing something crazy, I think. But because he came on the show back in November, and he does some freaking insane shit.
I need to get me some wolfen claws. There you are.
Jake's secretly looking at porn.
Yep.
I mean, it's not a secret. I mean, yeah.
I mean, that's what I would be doing if, I didn't have you guys up on my phone. Quite frankly, I don't want to crank down to you guys.
I like to just go back and forth, like Look at George and Alistair. Look back.
Look at some boobies.
Yeah.
You know what? This is the bottom side of it, so I'm not going to get too upset if that's not perfect. So, fuck it. I'll just make it look fancy with paint.
Oh, yeah. I need a Space Wolf Pack stuff.
Okay. God, this thing has been just a freaking interesting build. Put it that way. Interesting build. Okay, now I gotta get these fuckers to fit. Oh, that's gotta be fixed. There we go. There's a double pick.
Oh, I'm getting bored of playing with fucking latex now.
Not a latex fetishist, huh?
Not really. I don't know. If it was like,
Every now and again.
yeah, if it was on my skin and I could peel it off my skin, that'd be a lot better. But because it's in the most awkward of crevice on a fucking resin model.
See, I tried using that stuff years ago and just did not have good luck with it. So I basically, if I have a mask, I just use Tamiya tape.
Yeah, the only reason I didn't use Tamiya tape was because of the shape.
Yeah, that can be challenging at times.
I probably need to get me some of that tape.
Yeah, you do. See, the thing is, my IPMS club meets at the local hobby store twice a month after hours. So we get to run around the store more or less unsupervised after hours. And then they give us a 20% discount on our club meeting nights, which is pretty sweet. That's part of why I started using Vallejo paint is because I can get it cheaper than I can get GW.
Yeah.
And it's, better. That's, a thing there too. It's just better.
That's 2X Frost Axe.
Yeah, that's one thing I miss about being really close friends with somebody who owns a game store is being able to just hang out and play all-night games.
Well, I'm friends with the game store owner that I go to, which is in a little town just like 10 minutes away. And he's a cool dude. And for the release of 8th edition, even though, I'm all about heresy, I actually hosted a tailgate party outside his store. It went from when his store closed up until the release at midnight because, all my friends that I play heresy with all play 40K.
Right.
And I was like, well, we could have fun with this. So I've got a blue Dodge Durango, and I'm an Ultramarines player. So I cut out these Ultramarine symbols out of white magnetic sheet, stuck them to the doors of my car, drove this motherfucker up, brought my grill. Somebody brought a TV. We put a TV in the back, watched like fucking Judge Dredd and some other shit. And
did you have the photos?
Awesome.
Those magnets on the fucking Durango? Because we need to send those to John Christensen.
I have some on my Instagram. I just don't know if I have the original still.
Hey, which Judge Dredd did you watch? Carl Urban or Stallone? Oh, yeah.
Stallone.
Hell yeah.
I am the law.
That is so good. It's so good. Like, it's so good in a bad way. It's hard. You can't hate it.
Sure you can. I mean, I watched the Carl Urban Dread, and that really wasn't too bad. But I was
Carl Urban Dread. I could finish watching that movie. Like, it's legit. I love that movie. But of course, I'm not a what is it, 2000 AD or whatever, person. Like, that's not so it's not like I'm super into the fluff and the background and I can watch Stallone run around without a helmet on and not be Dredd, but call himself Dredd for 2 hours, and I can enjoy it. Like, it's fine. But I understand if there's people that absolutely hate it because they're so, because it's not Dredd, where Carl Urban, that is Dredd. Like, that's textbook Dredd, and it's perfect and it's beautiful.
Well, the Stallone thing is part of the reason why they had to find a balance with fucking Iron Man with Robert Downey Jr. because you've got this high-priced actor that you're not going to put in a fucking helmet.
Nope.
And you're not going to see his face for the entire movie, which is why they had him take his helmet off so often in Judge Dredd. And they found the balance by doing the HUD thing for Iron Man. So,
I love the Iron Man movies.
They're good. Well, Robert Downey Jr. is just the casting for all of them is just so perfect that it just makes it easy. It's effortless.
Yeah.
It's just
For
good.
show.
Because let's admit it, that Robert Downey Jr. is not playing Tony Stark. Robert Downey Jr. is Tony Stark and he's showing up to do a part.
That's it. That's exactly it. They're the same person.
Pretty much.
On his official Facebook feed for Iron Man 2 for a promo, they showed a picture of Robert Downey Jr. with a pair of models and a fucking martini at the premiere for Iron Man 2. And the question he posted was, is this Tony Stark attending the premiere or Robert Downey Jr.? And tell the difference.
Yeah, that was a good casting choice, that's for sure.
Same with Ryan Reynolds and Deadpool.
Well, he did play the original Deadpool.
So the interesting thing about Ryan Reynolds and Deadpool is he is a massive Deadpool fan, but the reason he got turned on to it is because they poked fun at Ryan Reynolds in a Deadpool comic.
Yeah.
Deadpool describing himself as a cross between a Sharpay and Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
And somebody pointed that fucking panel out to him, and he fell in love with Deadpool immediately.
Yeah.
In fact, the only reason he did Wolverine Origins was he was supposed to be able to do a Deadpool movie.
The whole ending of Wolverine, Deadpool changing that because Ryan Reynolds had to go and do another film, so they had to use his stunt double. So that's why his mouth was sewn up.
Yeah, well, the less we talk about that movie, the probably better.
The only version of that movie I ever saw was the leaked version where the special effects were like halfway done. Which made it somehow better. Like,
So
like
of course.
when Deadpool's running around with swords that are literally like just computer animated sticks and shit. Like,
here's the only way
Bright
that
green sticks.
good is if you watch the opening credits, which are fucking amazing. Then you watch the scene where they are going out on the mission with Ryan Reynolds, and then you can finish the movie by turning it off.
Yeah, that'd work for me.
I will not disagree.
no, I'd have to see some Liev Schreiber at some point because he just kind of he does something for me that not a lot of other men do. He does, yeah.
What do you mean?
Yeah,
Wolverine.
I feel that way about Daniel Craig.
Yeah, you know.
Do you mean
He's the best-
Wolverine's?
he's the best James Bond.
Not his brother.
Yeah, old Sabretooth.
I
His
don't
half
think
brother.
I really like Daniel Craig as James Bond. Not 100% sure I enjoy the James Bond films that he's done as much as some of the older stuff, just because of the writing and whatnot. But him as James Bond is amazing.
I mean, he's no Roger Moore, but you know. I'm serious. I'm not gonna let that go, George. Like that's an objective fact that Roger Moore is the best James Bond. It's not a slide against anybody else. It's just true. Like,
You know,
water is wet, the sky is blue. Roger Moore is James Bond, and everybody else is just
he's
pretending.
my number 3. You know, so I mean, if you really want to have a discussion about this again, you know, we can invite JP on.
Oh
and,
God,
you know,
JP would be so
entertaining.
mad. I bet all of a sudden he's like sitting on his couch, you know, sitting there drinking a Labatt or something, and
God damn it, Jake!
yeah, all of a sudden he just gets mad for no reason. He can't explain it. Something there's a disturbance in the force, you know, like so he just knows something's wrong because I'm on here talking about how Moonraker is awesome and about how Roger Moore is the best James Bond. Oh, and I've got his Age of Darkness shirt on, so yeah, it's definitely channeling right now.
You know, I guess not everybody can be right.
I'll have to tell him that. I'll have to tell him that I was wearing his shirt while I need to take a picture of me watching Moonraker wearing my Age of Darkness.
Yes, you
t-shirt.
do. Actually, what's probably going to happen is your shirt's actually probably going to get up in the middle of the night and try and strangle you.
Yeah. Oh, geez. Do I need any other bits? I'm supposed to be in here ordering parts for my shower, and I'm ordering Space Wolf bits.
Well, yeah.
Well, the answer to that question is always yes. You need more bids.
Yeah. Then the question is which ones?
Right. That becomes a little more difficult.
Yeah. Then the question is, how much money am I going to spend tonight?
Right now, I'm at $24.25.
No, that's not too bad because, well, let's see. Because Pretty and I agreed on a deal for the mixer and this just one cable, which I realized after the fact. It's like, wait, I can't actually use that yet because I only have one microphone.
Yeah, but his is a monster
works.
cable, so you'll want to use it for sure because, like, no joke, there is a huge difference between the monster cables and everybody else. Like, they're just clear. Sometimes with my other cables, I'd get some buzz. I would get some disconnect, some weird stuff going on.
Yeah.
But the monsters too, they're also they've got like a lifetime warranty on them. They're legit.
Well, here's the thing though. The other mic that I have, like that I use for the last 2 live streams, is a condenser mic that needs a power source.
The 802
have.
Does the 802 have it?
I don't think it. Well,
it may be powered.
It does have phantom power. I think for 2 mics.
Hell yeah.
So shit, I might be okay then.
Oh no, hell no, boys, y'all went up and done it.
Okay, so maybe that will work, actually. Which he shipped it today. So I mean,
kick ass, Seabass. I'm gonna look it up right now. 802 USB Xenix.
I think it might actually have phantom power for 2 mics.
USB.
So then I'll have the 2 XLR cables, but I still need to get a fucking 3.5 to XLR, which I mean those are like $8 on Amazon.
Yeah, they're not high. Ooh, I can see the back of it. Hang on. It's coming. No, I don't think it has it. I don't see a switch. I don't see a switch for it. But hang on, let me keep looking.
Well, not a big deal if it doesn't. I'll just go buy another mic. Because so the thing I don't like about it is it fucking picks up everything.
Yeah, a lot of folks like condenser mics, especially for podcasting. And maybe they know something I don't, but I prefer the dynamic because to me it doesn't it doesn't pick up all the stuff. It just picks up me.
Yeah, you see, like because I've got my kids. If I do it in the middle of the day, my kids will be running around upstairs.
Yeah,
and it's like if my fucking heat turns on, it'll pick that shit up. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. See. Where's the on switch for this sumbitch?
I don't know.
Dude, this 802 is actually a really cool little mixer. I like it.
Yeah, it's actually a lot smaller than I thought it was when Pretty held it up. I'm like, fuck. I'm like, what are the odds that you have exactly the same mixer I was looking at? So, I mean, I spent Pretty like $94 to cover, for all that, for the mixer and the other thing, and then the shipping, which was actually less than what we both thought it was going to be. Yeah, no, it really wasn't.
Because those cables are like $20 or something like that.
Yeah. So, well, he said 65 for the mixer and 10 for the cable.
Yeah.
And I was, he said he'd give me the whole thing, including the mic that he had, and I think the preamp.
Yeah.
Which I was like, man, I mean, I'm sure it's a really nice mic, but $75, I don't know. I mean, he said he'd do it 160 shipped. And I'm like, that's a good fucking deal.
Right.
It's like, I just don't know if I could get away with not telling my wife that I,
yeah, there's a limit, when it comes to fraud in the home, there is, there's kind of like you hit a certain point where you're like, yeah, that's probably not acceptable.
Fraud is such a harsh word. Omission.
I could say embezzlement. There's
Okay, well, when the fact that it was my bonus check that was paying for this shit.
Yeah. So now it's just fraud.
Whatever. No, but so
it's not fraud, it's deception.
There you go. It would have been 75 for shipping.
Spouse,
and I felt bad that I was going to leave him with this freaking microphone and a preamp that he wasn't going to use. I'm like, it's like, I'll give you 80 for the mixer and the cable. It's like, because I'm leaving you kind of with all this stuff that you're not going to use. And then shipping. So I was like, fuck, that's a good deal. So I'll take it.
What mic was it that he has?
It's a Shure of some nature. It's in a message, but I don't really want to have to try and get out of here to
whatever, George. That's fine.
I don't know, but it's like $100 one.
$100 shoe. Oh yeah, he sent. Wait, I've got it. Never mind. I'll find it.
But it's like since most of my recording is over Skype because obviously Dave and I live on opposite sides of the globe, so it doesn't really work out too well trying to do it in person. But
yeah.
so it's like anytime I have someone on Skype now, it should make it a lot easier to get better recording quality. Because like the other night when we were recording, I've just got one mic set up to pick up everything, and usually don't get the best sound quality, but it's tolerable. So it's like, okay, if I can just jack the tablet straight into the mixer, which is just into the computer, and then I can just watch it through Audacity, it's like, well, fuck, that should like fix everything. But we shall see. I need to get a mic. I need to get a halfway decent. I want to get a mic stand like what you got there. Something that I can just like clamp to my tabletop.
I tell you what, get on. I'll send you a link. If you get on Amazon, there's some like they're not telescoping, but they're like collapsible. Basically, it's like a desk lamp, but a
yeah. I'm looking at one of those. It's like $12. I'm like,
they're super cheap, and that's what Monty uses. It's like under $20, and he says it works really good for him.
You can even get some with like the spit shield or whatever it is.
With the pop filter.
Yeah, pop filter.
I don't have one. I'd like to get one, but so far right now you get the little fluffy ball on the end, and so far so good.
Well, because up until like this was about our third or fourth episode, I was literally putting Skype on the tablet, and then I would have my phone recording the whole thing. And then when I lost like an hour's worth of audio, I was like, fuck, I need to get like some legitimate equipment to actually do this with, because this shit just ain't working. So then I got a microphone and started using Audacity. And it's like, okay, that's a lot better, but still just not quite semi-professional. But you live, you learn,
Yeah.
You get inducted into the secret lounge.
The underground.
Yeah.
Alistair.
Hello.
What you working on, buddy?
I've peeled off all the shit from all the panels, so I'm just seeing if it looks all right. As I was peeling it off, like all the red and gold I've used the Victorian brass scale color, and it's come out quite golden instead of brassy, or well, darker. So it looks kind of very custodian.
Ooh, custodian.
So when you look at the panels on their own, they're very bright. But just putting it all together, it actually looks all right. But I'm trying to decide, should the stripes go on the inside or the outside like that?
Outside.
Yeah, outside.
Yeah.
It says watch out for kicks, not, watch out for getting between my legs.
Well, you might want to watch out for two. It could have a giant dong.
Yeah. Or herpes.
Or herpes.
Well, gentlemen, I got to be up at the ass crack of dawn, so I'm going to wish you all a wonderful evening.
Well, good to know you, brother.
No problem, bud. Thanks for coming on.
So, speaking of herpes, just
I like where this is going already.
Just this past weekend, I finally started watching Rick and Morty because I didn't know shit about what it was, and finally found out like the first 2 seasons are on Hulu. And there's one episode where Rick had made like an amusement park inside some homeless guy. And
Anatomy Park.
It went all Jurassic Park, and then all of a sudden this giant monster jumps out of nowhere. Ah, what is that? Oh, it's hepatitis A. And then at the very end, as they're about to escape, the monster comes back, and all of a sudden this even bigger monster comes and get it.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, that's Hep C. And I can't remember what this is. Like, they not get along? He's like, no, I think they're always kind of like that.
Yeah. Oh, he's the good guy?
Yeah.
So that's awkward.
It's such a bizarre show, I gotta say. But then again, it's on Cartoon Network, so that explains a lot.
Yeah.
Some of their stuff, like some of it's funny, but some of it it's almost like we've got to the point where it being good or funny doesn't really matter. It's just about how
weird you can make it.
How weird, yeah. It's almost like they're trying to out-weird each other. And
okay, did you ever see the show Super Jail?
Yeah, that
was fucked.
It's just like it's not good, but people like
No.
it because it's not good and because it's
Okay.
art, and it's different and it's out there. It's the most far you can go. Or what's the
Yeah.
one with the demon dog? What's the Mr. Pickles?
I never watched that.
It's kind of the same vein. It's like
Yeah.
So I've been recommended to watch Mr. Pickles by do you know LP Miniatures?
Heard of him. Leiden
Leiden.
Proctor.
Yeah, he recommended me to watch.
I mean, if you like weird shit that's not really funny or good, and you just like, I mean, it's kind of like Children's Hospital was kind of the same thing to me.
I
it's
never
funny,
watched that.
but it was like it was like, okay, if you took The Office as far as improv or like Parks and Rec improv, and you just pushed it so far to the extreme that you're just like, I don't know.
I don't understand what's going on.
It's just not my cup of tea. I'm more of a mainstream guy. Maybe that's my thing.
So, Alistair, how old are you?
I am 30.
30. Okay, so you're not that
30
much
and
older
flirty and thriving.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so my freshman year of college, which was fall of 2004, my roommate and I had a routine in our dorm room every night. When Adult Swim came on, Family Guy, fucking Futurama, and Aqua Teen Hunger Force, and fucking C-Lab. Every single night.
Hell yes.
I fucking loved C-Lab.
God, what a show that got shitty so fast. Like, I loved Aqua Teen.
Family Guy?
Force. No, Aqua Teen. Like, it was good. It was so good. And then all of a sudden, about halfway through, it got awful.
Yeah. Like, I used to, it started out, I used to love Family Guy, when we watch it. And then after a while, I got tired of it.
American Dad is a much better show. That's the best show Seth MacFarlane's ever done.
See, I couldn't stand American Dad.
Oh, I love American Dad.
I couldn't stand it. What's going on here?
I don't know. I like them both.
Something's going on here, and this thing ain't sitting right, and I'm gonna have to fix it, and I don't know what it is.
Just punch it right in its ass ram.
No, because I can't get a replacement for this. Well, wait, yes, I can. Forgot about that. Yes, I can. I can now. It'd probably be better than this piece of shit, too. Fuck.
Yes, right.
Okay, there's something there right there. Yeah, like I remember when Pretty first told us about that, and I'm like, fuck, does he have a Cestus? Because that's what I need right now. Fucking Cestus.
Motherfucker. 8-9. Where's that fucking cunt gone? 10, right.
Sanding away at my resin, and ain't there no breathing protection because fuck that.
George, don't make us have to have a safety stand down here.
Safety stand.
Because we will have one.
Oh fuck!
Yeah, I've got my mask hanging on my airbrush holder.
Just realized how terribly aligned my Cestus doors are, and there's nothing I can do at this point. Nothing I can do because at least they open and then stay shut. So.
Yeah, that's the main part.
Well, when I showed it to the guys on TFL last night, they were just amazed that the doors opened.
Yeah, you've not glued them shut.
One of them took a lot of work to get it so that it would actually sit somewhat straight. It's still not aligned right, but it's better than it was before. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And I've heard even like actual legit Forge World Cestuses, brand new, are a pain in the ass to put together.
Hey, George, what were you using to fill all your gaps on that guy?
Depends. I've been using liquid green stuff for some of the smaller ones, but bigger gaps, I'll use like a piece of strip styrene.
Yeah.
Like
because that's where, like on this guy,
just like strip plastic. You can buy like you can probably even get it at Hobby Lobby, but local, like a train store.
So look at like the gaps I've got on the bottom of this sumbitch, like
on the sides.
Yeah, like right here. Where the pieces come together.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just jammed liquid green stuff into mine.
That's probably what I'll do. I
Or
love this thing so much, though.
no, that's not it.
I love it on its flight stand. That's my favorite because it's just so ridiculous.
Yeah.
My kid's crying.
Can you get This. Vallejo plastic putty.
Maybe.
Probably. I would probably on Amazon, I'd guess.
Because I've seen a guy who's made a Mastodon, and he filled all the side gaps in with the Vallejo putty.
Huh.
And once he painted it all up, it looked like it was seamless.
I'm half tempted to take a drill and drill out the hole on this thing to where this flight stand goes in a little deeper, because it still makes me nervous.
Yeah, I'm
Not a bad idea.
I've not even built the flight stand for mine. I've just kind of.
It holds it pretty good, but it's still kind of.
So, like,
Yeah.
one of the, like, I feel like I'm being a douche when I do this for people, but I built a lot of fucking model airplanes, you know, and I've learned a lot of things. And, like, if you've got large gaps, trying to fill the whole thing with putty is just asking for frustration.
Well, it's the same thing with sheetrock, right? Like, you can fill some things with spackle, but
Yeah.
you get too big and you need a filler. You need something there substantial to hold all the shit.
That's why I go with, like, strip plastic or stock plastic, because you can fit that into the hole, work it in, get it close,
Oh yeah.
apply considerably less putty, and then, you know, sand it down and finish it out. And it'll be a lot less work. Because, like,
All right,
that's
I'm
what I
gonna-
did with a
Go ahead,
bunch of the gaps in here. As you can see, because, like, all around here, there's a gap, so I just stuck some really thin plastic in there,
Yeah.
cut it to shape, put a little green stuff on it, sanded it over, and it's like fucking,
Oh, that's perfect.
yeah.
I was listening. There was an episode of Independent Characters one time where they did kind of like a demystifying Forge World models for people that were scared to buy Forge World models and to mess with
Yeah.
resin. And this guy they had on there, like, he was a straight up hardcore motherfucker. Like,
Yeah.
he would drill out all the way through the model and actually put like a metal frame throughout the whole thing instead of just pinning.
yeah.
Like, he would build the whole frame out, and then he had like a sand bed that was warm to where that is like a big tray with a coil in the bottom of it that heat up, and you'd put sand in it, and then you'd use that to like mold the pieces into place slowly over time, so that way, you know, they wouldn't deform or warp.
Yeah.
But this guy, it kind of went completely the wrong way of what they wanted to do. They wanted to say, "Hey guys, look how it's not scary to have to
Forge World's
do
easy."
Forge World stuff." And this guy's over here like, "Yeah, you know, I got my sand bed, and then I'm gonna, you know, build a freaking, you know, skeleton inside of my model." And but anyway, this guy, go ahead, George.
No, you go ahead. You finish. Sorry.
So he got like super hard off of this stuff. Like, this was his hobby. His hobby was putting together Forge World models ridiculously well.
Yeah.
But one of the things he did to do gap filler, and which is actually not a bad idea, he would save all of his shavings, his resin shavings from when he would grind stuff, like with a Dremel and all that, and he would put it all in like a bag, and then he would actually mix it with glue and then sprinkle it and force it down in the cracks as a filler.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I was like, that's a cool idea.
I mean, there's similar concepts like with sawdust and glue. If you got
right. Same guy.
a hole in some carpentry, or, you know, similar things with you know, with plastic modeling, you can do similar things too. But yeah, I mean, it's interesting how many different, you know,
that's right. More than one way
techniques
to
from
skin a cat.
one craft, exactly. But after working with this, because the guys that put it together didn't know what the fuck they were doing, and the people that painted it were a whole different story altogether. But there needs to be like a fucking like competency test if you're going to buy and build Forge World models, because some of the shit that people rescue is so fucking terrible. Like, look at Sean's Fire Raptor.
That's fair.
It's just like,
But George, it's all about the journey, right? Like, think about all the experiences you wouldn't have had with your Cestus. Like, you guys have come a long way now.
yeah, there's actually pieces being assembled. It's fucking crazy.
They do
Dude,
say that like Forge World stuff is for the advanced modeler.
Yeah, but some people just don't listen. apparently. No, I mean, I'm enjoying working on this because it's it's a freaking cool project. And I find, I'm glad that because my original intention when I got it, I wasn't going to rebuild it. I was just going to strip the paint off and repaint it. Well, then it turned into, okay, I've got like one or two pieces off. Like one of the doors broke. And I'm like, okay, well, that'll be an easy fix. And I'm like, well, and there was a huge gap where I started picking at it, and there was like a 1/4 inch of Tamiya putty filling a gap. And I'm like, well, I've heard if you stick something that's super good together in the freezer for a while, you can get it apart. So I tried that, and the thing fucking came apart. And I'm like, fuck, I'm lighting this bitch. And now I'm just like, well, I'm committed. Ain't no going back now. No, I mean, I'm enjoying it and everything. It's just the craftsmanship on this thing before was so shitty that putting it back together, I'm seriously don't know how they got it together as well as they did. Because I mean, I've cleaned the shit out of this thing, and it's just still a piece of shit.
I gotta run and grab some Mark IV legs. I shall return.
Yay, Mark IV.
Yay.
Oh,
One of the cool things is now that I'm putting those Assault Marines in my Space Wolf list, I'm going to have Mark II, Mark III, and Mark IV all in that army.
nice.
Oh, nice.
I've only got Mark III and Mark IV. I fucking hate painting Mark III, though.
Yeah, there's the back of the legs. But the worst part is Mark II is just that way on the whole leg. So
Yeah. I just don't like all that fucking trim because I have to paint it gold.
yeah,
I've got 25 guys for my Mark II for my White Scars.
nice. Mark II so cool.
Good God, that had to be expensive.
I've got
Unless you like
including
the
upgrades.
I got 20 of the Jump Pack Marines, the Mark IIs, and I think I've got $200 in that unit before you start talking shoulder pads.
Yeah.
They're $10 a model, I think.
Okay, I got to go check on my kid.
No worries. So how much were they?
Yeah, I think they're $10 a model because I think I paid $100 per 10.
Yeah.
I think that sounds right because I was playing. That was before I got into 30K actually, and I wanted to build. When I was in 40K, there was a formation. I'll think about it here. I'll think of the name here at some point. But it was Devastators and Drop Pods, and then Assault Marines.
Oh yeah, I was going to do that for my Salamanders.
Skyhammer, yeah. And it was so like I loved the play style of it, and I thought it was a cool idea. So I started playing with it, and I was like, I want my Assault Marines. I don't want to buy just regular Assault Marines. So I bought 20 of those guys for a reason I don't really remember, and then ended up quit playing 40K and started playing 30K, and I was playing Salamanders, and I just never could convince myself. I really just don't feel like making Salamander Assault Marines because I'm never going to use them. Like it just doesn't make it doesn't make a lot of sense for them. And so now that I've got my Space Wolves, I'm like, well, here's $200 worth of models, and I could paint them and play with them.
Yeah.
What's up, Duder?
Special
Hey,
guest.
Somebody looks like they're having a little rough time.
Here, you want this in your ear? You want to hear? No, he's just an asshole.
No.
Can you
What's
hear
up,
him?
little George?
Can you say hi? I'm going to use my shop rag on you.
Poor fella.
No.
No, he's just an asshole.
How old is he, George?
He'll be 3 in April.
No, I was about to say he looked about the same age as mine.
Yeah, the oldest is 5. Yeah, and then there's you. We're talking about our little fun stuff, our little projects. You're just amazed. You're like, there's so much facial hair on that video screen. I want a beard too, Daddy. No, speaking of hair, it's so fucked up. My 5-year-old has a fucking hairy back.
Nice.
I'm just like, Jesus, dude, how do you have so much fucking hair on your back? You're 5.
I got to start sometime.
I've been shaving since I was 12 years old.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. That was the first time I shaved. I haven't shaved in several years since then. But,
yeah.
First time my parents made me shave is when I was 12.
Dude, I had nothing until I was like 18 or 19. Like I couldn't grow anything. Nothing was happening. Nothing was going. Then all of a sudden, like I turned 18 and I don't know, maybe it was that first pack of Marlboro Lights I bought or something. I don't know, but
All of a sudden your balls dropped and it's like, oh,
that's it. One pinch of
hey, I've
grizzly
got
and
hair on
then
my
boom.
face. You feel better now? Pretty sure mommy's going to be home soon. What you said, bath time's over still?
Dude, bath times, that's serious time. That's business.
Yeah, you and your brother just making a mess everywhere, weren't you?
So what else
Making
is
a
bath
mess
time
everywhere.
for? I'm gonna go find those legs.
It's usually a time where I can at least get them to entertain themselves for a short while.
Yeah,
Oh,
it looks cool.
yeah,
Looking good.
nice. What is that? A Lancer?
Castigator.
Oh, fuck yeah! Love the Castigator. I just love guns with lots of barrels.
Yeah.
That's why I want a Macarius Vulcan so bad.
See, if I want the no, which one is it? The Storm Hammer or the Bane Hammer or the Bane Storm?
The Baneblade variant with the freaking Gatling cannons.
No, the Plasma.
Oh, gotcha. Well, see, I didn't want one until my mom got me the Forge World Masterclass Volume 1 for Christmas.
Yeah.
I was reading through it. It's like, fuck, I want one. I want a Macarius now. And I was literally like days away from ordering one from CDR, and then they went out of stock. I was like, God damn it.
Stormblade. That's the one. But yeah, they don't sell it anymore.
Yeah.
Sad time.
Well, it's like with the Macarius Omega, they don't sell anymore either.
Yeah.
Here, you want this back in, buddy? No? Okay, well, we're going to hang out here until Mommy gets home. And that's when we'll go upstairs, okay? Daddy's hanging out. Daddy's broing out.
Crap.
When you're older, you'll get to have some of these.
Yeah, boy.
We'll get you some cheap plastics from the GW store if it's still around, which I kind of hope it's not. Because then Daddy doesn't have to pay taxes on his Forge World orders anymore. Yeah, that would be great. What do you want? Show me what it is you're trying to get. No, you cannot get up on the workbench. Here, how about this guy? Want this guy that your brother painted? Ooh, he's got a big old hammer and a shield. Ooh, yeah, and that wonderful paint job your brother did. Want me to get you some of these someday? I can do that. I can do that. Here, play with this shitty airbrush. You should learn how to use one of these. Your brother knew how to use one when he was your age. There you go. Play with this cheap Chinese airbrush. Yeah. Ooh. Here, let me show you. Here, give me your hand. See, you're right-handed. It's your brother that's left-handed. And then you go like push down and you pull back. Ooh, yeah, airbrush. Shitty one. So you can break it. Don't touch the infinity.
I gave my missus the first airbrush I got. Well, actually, the first decent airbrush I got. The first crappy airbrush I got, I gave to my co-host. Yeah, he kept complaining that his airbrush was breaking. So I was like, "Look, I'll just send you one." And then he got it. And it's like, "Yeah, it's still broken." Oh, God damn it! It broke in the post.
Ouch. I've been using the same airbrush since I got my Harder and Steenbeck in 2009. I'm still using it. It's a fucking awesome piece of equipment. But yeah, I'm definitely, for $54, I'm getting the freaking Sotar.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for a email back for that.
Yeah, and like I said, I think that's going to take a couple of days before they get through them.
Yeah. They've said they've like extended the well, any emails that come in today, they'll Oh, what's the word?
Well, it's through.
They'll honor them.
Yeah, it's through like midnight Hawaii time, which is 4 hours after Chicago time. Which I'm in the same time zone as Chicago.
So that's 5 o'clock in the morning for me.
Yeah, that's 4 o'clock in the morning. So it'd be like 10 o'clock in the morning for you guys, Alistair.
Yeah.
Alistair, what time is it over there right now?
It is 3:30 in the morning.
Holy shit.
Daddy will be up right behind you. Okay, guys. Wife just got home from work, so I got to scat, but it was fun hanging out with you guys on here.
Nice to see you again, George.
I know, Jake. We just can't get away from each other. I think it's a match made in heaven or something. It's like the heresy gods. Fate. It's like the heresy gods just want us to be together.
That's it.
Beards and all.
That's it. Damn what the government says.
Government ain't shark no mo. They said we can do that. All right. Well, you guys have a good one. I'll catch you later.
Peace out, George.
Peace.
And then there were 2.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
I'm just trying to get shit at least acceptably ready for a game I've got on Saturday.
Nice. Alistair, I can't remember the last time that I saw that side of 3 o'clock. I've been up at 3 o'clock, but it's because I got woke up, not because I hadn't went to bed.
Yeah. It's one of the advantages of working afternoon shifts.
Oh, nice, yeah.
And sleeping a little longer.
Yeah, I remember whenever it was when I was in community college. So I was like 18, 19. I just graduated from vocational school, and I was going to community college, and I was working. I worked 25 hours a week at a discount tobacco and beer mart, and I worked like 5 to 8 during the week every night, but Tuesday. I was off Tuesday, and then I worked Saturday from 11 to 5, and then Sunday from noon to 5.
Yeah.
And it was like the perfect hours for a kid that had no real responsibilities or anything. And because like you could get off of work, you got off of work at like 8 or 9, depending on what day it was, which, when you're 18, nothing happens before 9 anyway. So then you go, you hang out with your friends, you drink a load of beer, you get, all kinds of stupid. You wake up the next morning with a headache and a hangover, but you don't have to go into work. Like you can sleep in till 10:30, go, oh crap, I got to get to work, and then drive in. Like it was like the perfect schedule for a irresponsible teenager. But those days are long gone.
Yeah, I remember those days.
Back when I made $200 a week, and I thought, holy shit, what am I going to do with all this money?
Yep. My first proper job I made about $225 a week.
Yep.
Shit. What was that?
Oh, it was all the things, but it's okay.
Fuck.
I'll worry about them later. You can just hang out on the floor for a little while.
Yeah, I think that's £225. About $300.
Yeah, I remember when I was in college, I had a job, which I guess when I was in university, I had a job in a warehouse, and during the summers, I was working 40-hour weeks, and I was making minimum wage or whatever it was, so $7.50 an hour by 40, whatever that number is, which is like somewhere around $300.
Yeah,
and I thought I was living the friggin' dream, man. Gas, beer, food. That's all you needed. And once every 6 months, pay car insurance.
Yep.
Oh. Dude, I'm really excited now ever since I got to talking about these stupid assault marines. And they're going to do jack and shit. I know. And they're going to disappoint me. And I'm going to be mad that I painted them and played them. But damn it, they're going to look so cool.
Yeah, man.
Because like they're just, I went and grabbed the box. Like, let's see, do I have one put together with all of his stuff? I use really shitty glue, I guess. Every one of them broke apart. There's one. Like they're just, like that's just a badass kit. Like he don't give a shit about nothing. He's got the big turban jetpacks. Like they're just cool. And they're gonna look awesome as Space Wolves.
Yeah. I think there's a thing as well is if they look cool, it makes it a little easier when they suck really hard.
Well, it'll look cool with the army that I'm taking because, you know, it's orbital assault, so it's going to be all deep striking and drop pods, and so you know I kind of got a little bit of everything. You know, I've got the Varigear in a Charybdis, so I got like a big hard hitting unit and a big pod. I got 3 squads of Gray Slayers in drop pods. You know, they're your regular troops that are going to hit the ground. I got a squad of veterans. You know, kind of a specialist. You know, drop in and just eliminate a specific target kind of thing going on.
Yeah.
And then I've got some anti-armor in the Leviathan and in the land speeders, you know, so, you know, mobile fire support, Leviathan in a drop pod. And so then with these guys, it's kind of more of a, you know, another deep striking element, kind of a behind enemy lines kind of thing, or a, you know, taking specific objectives kind of thing, you know. I think they'll fit real well with the theme of the army too. So and that was what was kind of I was most concerned with. It's hard. It's hard when you're playing orbital assault. You're very limited, kind of on what you can and can't take. You know, it has to be able to deep strike. It doesn't have to deep strike, but it has to be able to deep strike. And you know, you start getting down to where you know you've got a couple hundred points to spend. It can be difficult to find something that you like, something you have,
you
know, to fit that role. I'm excited. We'll see how it goes. We can find all their pieces. So I forget, Alistair, is the Castigator yours, or you painting it for somebody?
No, it's mine.
Sweet.
I just had him a very long time.
I keep telling myself one day I'll buy an Atrapos. I love that model.
Yeah, they're gorgeous.
It's so good.
I actually managed to take one out at the last event that I went to with a Lightning.
Nice.
That was a highlight of one of my games. I think what are they? The Lord of War choice for Mechanicum.
I think that's right.
Or they're it's a 0-1 choice in Questoris.
Yes, that sounds right.
Which isn't too bad when you think about it.
Well, that's what's kept me from getting one, because you know I'm a Legion player, so I would have to take 2 of them in order to play with them, and it's just you know, like I'm not that big of a night guy. I've never have been, but I'd love to have just that model, but then I couldn't really do anything with it. So
Yeah.
So I've smartly spent my money on other hunks of resin that aren't worth a tenth of what you pay for them.
Yeah.
But hey.
I think that's always the problem. Is like when you come to, it's just like, yeah, you're not going to get any money back for it.
No, but it's okay. Glue, you little bastard. I need to get some accelerator.
Hopefully, I'm going to be live streaming the game on Friday.
Oh, that'll be badass, man.
Saturday even.
Oh. Should be awesome. So what are you playing against?
It's going to be Space Wolves and Dark Angels.
Space Wolves and Dark Angels. So
yeah. We're doing 5K each aside.
Oh, geez.
So 10K aside.
That's a lot.
Yep. It's going to be a long day.
So what all are you taking, just kind of in big picture?
Imperial Fists. Sigismund in a Charybdis with 9 Terminators. Then a Praevian with 2 Castellax with Darkfire Lances. A Legion Champion who's got a Power Gauntlet and a Boarding Shield. 3 veteran squads in Rhinos. 2 squads are veteran marksman with, and there's 1 heavy bolter in each unit. And then the third unit, they're machine killers. They've all got combi melters. All the Rhinos have got Dozer Blade and Pintle mounted multi-melter.
Excellent.
Then 3 rapiers with the quad bolters, and then 3 more with the grav cannons. A Derridio with the missile launcher and autocannon. A Werewolf Scorpius, and then the Charybdis goes in that slot as well.
There's nothing is as good for its points as that stupid Whirlwind Scorpius. God, I love it.
Oh yeah, 115 points for
it's like, so good.
Yeah. And then my Lord of War for my fists is a glaive.
Oh. Hashtag choom.
Hashtag choom. Hashtag casual glaive.
Yeah.
And then I've got 3 knights. I've got a castigator. Is it a paladin? One with the battle cannon.
Yeah.
And then a Styrax.
Ooh, the Styrax is a cool knight too.
Yeah. So more choom.
Yeah, I think the Mechanicum knights, like the Mechanicum specific ones, are some of the cooler looking ones that they made.
Yeah.
I think my favorites, though, if I was picking, I would probably say my favorites are the. It's going to be the Trapos, and then is it the Acheron that has which one has the big flamer?
Yeah, the Acheron.
Yeah, the Acheron. Yeah, that's probably just because I love as a number 1 as a Salamanders player, and then number 2 as a an old. Well, I say old. I guess it's all about when you consider what's old. But I used to play Chaos in 40K with dual Helldrakes. So something about a Torrent Flamer just really gets me turgid, I believe is the correct word to use.
Yeah. Gets you
Gets me all hot and bothered. Yeah.
Yeah. Get you feeling warm and fuzzy inside.
That's it.
What else? That wants to be darker. That'll do.
Let's see. So that's 1, 2. Yeah, I gotta find something. I've got to do. I gotta find some. Oh, damn it! I gotta find some axes that I like, some for one-handed wielding for my assault marines. Because I could use the double-handed. Because what I really like. So the cool thing about Space Wolves is that they. It's very easy to customize them and blend them just because the Space Wolf pack, the plastic Space Wolves pack from 40K, works really well with them.
Yeah.
And it helps that, I'm a former 40K Space Wolves player, so I have a load of those things just lying around. But, yeah, I really felt stupid. That's when I knew that I just had to take my brain out whenever it came to this hobby, because I ended up selling, let's see, 40, 50, probably 70 models worth of Power Armor Marines.
Jeez.
Of fully painted Space Wolf infantry, because they were not, they were all greater than Mark 6.
Yeah.
They were, for my 40K army. And so I turned around and sold all those just so I could buy a whole mess of Mark 4 boxes to remake infantry. That's when I was like, yeah, this hobby's stupid, but I'm here and we're doing it. So, but I still had all the sprues with all the bits and the kits and stuff. But they've got one of my favorites. Let me see. Oh no, I was afraid that was going to happen. Shit.
What's that, dude?
One of my sergeants broke his axe off. Damn it.
Ah, shit.
And it's resin, which means it's gonna be a bitch. Let's see. Yeah, here's a guy. So one of the bits they have is like this. It's a frost axe from 40K, but let me see if I've got one unpainted, because when they're black, they're kind of hard to see. I know I do. Maybe he fell on the floor. Oh yeah, here he is. So it's like a. There he is. So it's like a double-handed, kind of like mean mugging axe, which are really cool. I like them, but the problem with it is with the assault marines, since they're Mark II, like these are Mark 8 or whatever it is arms, and they're on a Mark IV body. So it's not. I mean, if you really look at the cuffs, you could notice, but nobody's going to notice, essentially. But the Mark II, especially the elbow pads and the kind of the what you call them, the forearms, it's very different and it's very distinct. And I just don't think it would look as good with the newer looking arms as the Mark IV does. The Mark IV blends pretty seamlessly with newer marks of armor.
Yeah.
But so I got to find something to use that's also one-handed. That's what I was going to look on Horde-A-Bits for. No, I'm glad I said that. I was going to see if I couldn't find an axe I liked. Before I quit buying things.
Have Shapeways not got any?
I don't. You know what I could do now that I'm thinking about it? So I've got a literal load of these arms, which are they're Thunder Hammers from the 30K kit or from the
Yeah.
Space Wolf Pack kit. I could just, well, no, that ain't gonna help me either, because then I'd have to cut it at the bottom and then cut it at the top. And I was thinking I could just cut. I've got a lot more of those two-handed axes. I could just do a head swap on this, but I think that ended up being more trouble than it's worth, unless I just had some like plastic glue and melted it all together. I'll find something. Because I do want them to have some axes. An axe and see what pops up.
Yeah, I think having wolves without axes is like taking scars without the glaives.
Yeah, it's just dumb. Why would you do it? Doesn't make sense. Hey, these are kind of cool. Oh, they're out of stock. Damn. Oh, I could just give them the big dreadnought axes from a. I mean, that's the right size, right? Like that would work.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally cool. Whatever. Yeah,
It's definitely WYSIWYG.
yeah, yeah. It would be that. You would be hard pressed to miss it.
Yep.
Dwarf. No, those are out of stock too. Ooh, I could get. Those are kind of cool. So there's a Wolfen Great Frost Axe kit.
Mm.
And those do not suck. But those are two-handed too. Shit. Let's type in Space Wolf Axe and see what I get. Who all's on your live stream there, Alistair?
Hmm?
On your live streaming.
I don't think anybody's watching.
X.
Right. Ooh. Let's have a look now. Rearrange some shit. Dark Minion, Chemical Grey.
Armor 40K. Space Wolves. Let's look at Thunderwolf Cav. Oh, that's the double-headed one. Damn it. And that's what's really pissing me off, because, like, I've got these guys. Where is it? There he is. And these are, one-handed axes that would work. But the problem is I can't remember what kit I got them out of. And I know it was the Terminator kit, but they don't sell that bit. It's not in their little thing.
Oh, shit.
So I don't know. It's irritating the crap out of me, though. I know that. I wish I could give them thunder hammers instead of power weapons. That would be cool. Because I could get some one-handed power weapon or thunder hammers. That's not a problem. Let's take a look.
Well, this motherfucker's really gonna fucking pop.
I can't see what you're doing, Alistair, but it sounds dirty.
Those are the colours I'm gonna use for my glaive.
Oh, yeah.
He's gonna be
Gonna-
fucking bright.
Gonna be sweet.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. Legion Assault Squad. Oh, yeah, that's right where I wanted to be. So the cool thing about Macs, like a lot of people crap on Macs. I'm a big Apple guy, but like I had this open earlier today while I was at work on my iPhone and on a specific page, and then 6 hours later I'm at home and I open up my iBooks and it opens up the book to the page that I was already reading on a different device.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome. Let's see. Squad. Yeah, so for power, exchange your chainsword or combat blade for a power weapon. Man, I wish I could take thunderhammers. That would be awesome. Because I've got thunderhammers.
Yeah. Could you not stick thunderhammers on and call them power moles?
I probably could. I've never been a big fan of the maul just because I don't like AP4 when I could have AP2 for the exact same price.
Yeah.
Because I like that it's +2 strength and concussive. Like that's cool. But I'm like when I have a chaplain or something, it just never seems like they do a lot of damage to the things that I'm going to be throwing them into. Now they'd booger up some militia, but I mean anything can booger up militia.
Yeah, it's true.
I don't know. All right, let me look at these axes again. There they are. Dang, those are so cool. I wish they were one-handed.
I've had that a few times.
Oh, well. Well, maybe that'll work. Let me see. Here. If they all got these dang power cords though that go all over the place. Damn it! Where's the Wolfie Bitbox? There you are.
I'm just trying to think. So actually, the main tank's going to be yellow. Should I do the turret black?
Absolutely.
Cool.
That would look awesome. That's what I've done on my my salamanders, like my Whirlwind Scorpius. The whole chassis is green, and then the turret's all black, and I really like it because it kind of breaks it up. And of course, for me, like for Predators and for Sicarians and stuff like that, I think I'm going to do both. I think I'm going to do my Space Wolves the same way, and that way I can just swap the turrets amongst them, and it'll still look cool. And we'll see.
Yeah. I thought I had some masking tape somewhere around here, but apparently I don't. So I'm just going to have to use my expensive Tamiya tape.
There you go. Ooh, that would be cool. I could use, because I'm probably never going to assemble or finish assembling him. I could use for my sergeant this Logan Grimnar axe. That could be cool. Ooh, there's a power axe. Ooh, there's one. Okay, how many of those do I have? Bet I only have one.
Does Greiger Felhan not have a axe?
He's got a sword. Wait, he's got a knife, What else does he have? He has a knife and something else. Now you've piqued my curiosity. I don't remember. Let's take a peeky sneak.
Mm-hmm.
Come to me, fell hand. There's Russ. Priest. Fjarl. Geiger. He has a bolt pistol, a bolter. That's right. He has a bolt pistol. And then he has the fell hand. That's what it is. He's got the claw and then the knife. Which they actually don't even give him. Like, it's not even in his war gear that he has a knife.
He's just modeled that way.
Yeah. So he's literally holding this big, goofy knife, and they don't have it in his war gear.
That's amazing.
God bless you, Forge World. But
then again, it's a bit like the Custodes Misericordia.
Damn them.
They just turned around and said, "Oh yeah, it's just a close combat weapon."
Yeah.
Well, didn't it say the Misericordia was supposed to be a different weapon profile, but they didn't actually get time to sort of implement it?
Really?
Yeah, I think that's what I heard from when the book was released.
Didn't know that. Dun, dun.
Ooh. Oh shit.
Utility knives are awesome things to throw, especially when you throw them at yourself.
Yep.
And don't try to catch it with your feet.
Done that before.
Yeah, one of the dumbest things I ever did is I was cutting on something and I had I just had the, just the blade in my hand, and I was sitting there, shaving on something, and I went to drop it, and my first instinct, it started to fall between my legs. So the first thing I did was I slammed, my thighs together trying to catch it.
Yeah.
And it ended up landing flat. Somehow I caught it flat between my knees.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until after I did it, I stopped. I went, if that thing had been perpendicular, I would have just jammed about 2 inches of razor blade into my leg, like right around my femoral artery. Like that. Yeah. That's a real great idea, Jake. Good job. How dumb would you feel lying in your basement bleeding out from fucking cutting yourself while you're modeling?
But it's that panic of shit. Do I, stage that somebody's broken into the house?
Yeah. Yeah, I can't go down like this. Quick, pull up some weird porn or something, because I'd at least make them think I was doing something. Now his dumbass died shaving mold lines.
Yep. Yep, I dropped because I use a scalpel, and for some reason I decided to just rest it on my leg.
Yep.
And then I felt it starting to slide. I thought, don't worry, it's just my just the cutters. I just let it fall, be fine. And then only when it was actually sticking out of my ankle did I realize, no, that's actually the scalpel.
No. Yep, I just dropped a razor blade into my foot.
Yep. So now I have a scar in my ankle. Hey, chicks dig scars.
That's right. How's the chicks digging?
Oh yeah.
Boy.
Oh, fuck. Motherfucker.
Shit. There we are.
No, I trust Adam to pop up when we're talking about food.
Oh yeah.
Just send him something down.
We'll throw him a little thing in the box.
Yeah. Hey, when me and Max went to the cinema the other week, he bought the tickets, so I bought the popcorn.
Nice.
And,
What's sad is that's about equivalent price.
Actually, I was quite surprised. The price of a large popcorn and 2 large drinks. I mean, these were like huge drinks.
Yeah.
And it came to 10 quid.
That's actually pretty cheap because that's that's probably about $15.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's $5 a piece. Yeah, for a movie theater. Yeah, that's not too bad.
Mm.
Normally you're out 20 before you even blink.
Yep. It's like the guy like run up the total and asked me for the money. I thought he's forgotten something here. And he's like, you know, hands over 2 drinks and a big thing of popcorn. I was like, oh, fucking all right. But we sit down in the cinema and I put the popcorn, just rest it on my leg. And Max leans over and says, there better not be a dick in the bottom of this box.
That's right. The old popcorn trick.
Oh, yeah. It's when you buy sweet popcorn and it ends up salty.
That's it. Butters itself.
Where's my... I might have to finish masking this off and then head on to bed.
I know them feels.
Because at least all I've got to do tomorrow is pack my... Well, all I've got to pack is the 3 nights and the glaive. But I can spray the glaive up in the morning before work. And again, I've got fucking loads to fucking mask off. So this could take a while. So what's your initial thoughts of the new rulebook?
I love it. I love everything about it.
Yeah.
It's so good. Like, it's perfect. I have no issues. It's exactly what we needed when we needed it.
Yep.
And I really like I appreciate the way that they cleaned up a lot of stuff. You know, they just made it. They took rules that were kind of ambiguous or that people were having issues with and just wrote them properly.
Yeah. No, one thing that's been going about is the whole Graviton Imploder thing.
Yeah,
But
whatever. It's fine.
yeah, I can, like I said, people say I can understand why they've done it. It's to bring it in line with the 30k rule, or so that they've all got the same rules. But it kind of makes the Grav Imploders a bit crap.
Yeah, I mean, I hate it for them, but at the same time, you know, shit happens sometimes.
Yeah.
And the rest of the book is fine. Like, it's great. So they'll live. Mechanicum players, they'll survive.
Yeah. It's not like we haven't got anything else that can kill Terminators.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
When me and Ryan were reading through the rule book, we were going to pop a message up to Tim saying that they've nerfed conversion beamers.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
He would have lost his shit.
Yeah, that would have seen him over the edge. Come on, you shit back. There we go.
I've decided I think the worst thing I could ever imagine watching at an event would be watching a Charybdis get knocked off of a table and just watch it fall to the ground. Like,
I can top that.
oh, it'd be so bad.
I can top that with a real life experience. Well,
this is going to hurt my heart.
Happened to a friend. So he was at a local G-Dub. Somebody had an original Forge World Baneblade.
Oh, no.
And then a kid knocked it off the table.
Oh, shit. That's the worst. And like, as soon as I, like, that sound, I've heard it so many times. You know, when you're at an event and you're playing, you know, on like a concrete or a real low pile carpet floor, you know, in a hotel or, you know, in a ballroom. And it doesn't matter if there's, you know, there could be 1,000 people in that room. You know the sound when somebody's carrying a board and every single model goes into the floor. Like, it's just, and it happens almost every time, it seems. But it's so disheartening. Like, it just turns your stomach.
Mm. And I think the kid's dad offered to, you know, pay for the model, but it's like, well, they don't make them anymore. It's kind of irreplaceable. And the cost of what the original model is, you know,
it's not even close now to what it would be worth. Was it completely busted? Like, was he able to save it, or?
I don't know. I did ask what happened afterwards, but the guy I knew hadn't seen the guy again in the store.
Yeah, I don't blame him. I don't know if they'd be seeing me either.
Yeah. Well, they certainly wouldn't be seeing the kid again anyway, if it was me.
Yeah, that's awful.
Just some grown man standing over a kid. Your life is forfeit now. Actually, I think the kid's dad paid out like 200 quid.
Jeez.
Just well,
At least you tried to make it right, you know.
yeah. So kudos to that.
Way to go, Dad.
Last piece. Oh, motherfucker. I think it's always the way you sort of sit down and think, oh, I'll just get a little bit of hobbying done. Got a fair bit to do, but I should be able to wrap it up quite quickly. Like 4 hours later.
Yeah, it always takes longer than you think.
Yeah. But at least it means I'm up. I'm ahead 4 hours of my 365 thing.
Nice.
Right. There's the colours set out for tomorrow. That. That can fuck off. That can fuck off. They need spray and solvent. I need spray and solvent. Undo that so it doesn't overflow. Cap on. Airbrush. Compressor off. Sorted.
You ready?
Yep. That is me.
Sticky bastard.
Hey, you don't know anybody that wants some Mark II bodies, heads, and shoulder pads?
Mark II bodies, heads, and shoulder pads. Not right offhand.
No worries, bud.
Perfect. God, I love these models.
Right, and dude, I'm going to sign off and crash out.
Sounds good, man.
Yeah. Thanks for coming on.
Hey, no problem. Thanks for letting me come around.
Yeah, no problem. I'll have to do it again sometime.
Yep, sounds good.
Absolutely. All right, chat to you soon.
See you, buddy.
See you, bud.